Every single season, the story goes like this. We go into the last part of the campaign trying to win the Premier League, and Mikel Arteta, at some point in time, will say these words. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't the standards that we want to be at. We have to be better. I blame myself. I am angry. I am bitter at myself. We should do better. 3 seasons in a row, this guy has got a real good template of telling the fans that it was his fault, that was nowhere near the standards, that was nowhere near good enough, we didn't deserve to win the game, and therefore the blame is on him. When are we going to change that script? When are we going to hear words like, we deserved to win, and therefore we won? When are we going to hear words like, we are determined to win, and therefore that is how we won? The script is becoming a little bit complacent, it's becoming a little bit boring, and it's too predictable now. Mikel Arteta's script is too predictable. I can tell you what's going to happen in March of 2026. Arsenal will be 5 points behind league leaders. I don't care if it's Liverpool or Manchester City. And we shall drop points to a very crucial game. And Mikel Arteta will come out and say, it's nowhere good enough. Those are not the standards we want. And therefore, we need to do better. Blame me, don't blame the players. I want to talk about Mikel Arteta once again on this channel. Mikel Arteta, under pressure, is a very, very different manager from the Mikel Arteta that starts the season with games, without any kind of pressure. This guy navigated games where we lost Odegaard. He navigated games where we lost many of our players in the earlier parts of the season. And it's like, maybe there is hope for this campaign. Now, don't get me wrong. Injuries have really derailed us. They have really put us in a very, very precarious situation. But I don't understand how come that whenever Arsenal have a crucial game, whenever Arsenal reach a crucial step, probably you have to win this game and get in reach of Liverpool. Probably Arsenal beat Manchester United and progress to the next level in the FA Cup. Probably you beat Newcastle and you're in the finals of the FA Cup. How come that the manager then has no answers whatsoever to any questions asked? How come? I'll tell you how. That is the clear indicator that your manager is a serial bottler and he is not a winner. Like, there is a very big difference. There's a vast difference between managers that can go over the line and managers that are serial bottlers. The difference between Carlo Ancelotti and the difference between Sir Alexander Chairman Ferguson and the likes of Arteta and the likes of Arsene Wenger, I really respect Arsene Wenger, like him. The difference between those two categories of managers is one category knows how to get over the line, another category doesn't. And I really hate it that it is Arsenal always that will get a manager that won't be able to get over the line. I'm starting to believe the narrative of people that tell me, because we are winning nothing with Mikel Arteta at the helm. I'm starting to believe that narrative. And I didn't want to believe it because it didn't make any sense at first. But psychologically, this team is suffering from a mental block. And Mikel Arteta and his team, who, by the way, are very, very lucky that we are not under the ownership of Roman Abramovich, they would be sacked yesterday. Like, Roman Abramovich is seated in his seat and is waiting for you to beat bloody West Ham at home so that you can open up a race with Liverpool. You take advantage of Liverpool's slip in last midweek and you perform that crap. He's so lucky that he has Kroenke and sports enterprises that have nothing to do with football. They don't love football. They don't understand football. All they know is that Arsenal made record revenue, which was 600 million last year. That's their job. The club generated record revenue. But if this team was under Roman Abramovich, a guy that knows winning trophies is the real success of a team, Mikel Arteta, I swear down to God, would be sacked by now. So there is something we need to talk about. We need to talk about why our team doesn't deliver when it's needed, right? When you play Brentford and Liverpool are 12 points clear, oh no! Arsenal beat Brentford 3-1, they turned the game around and they are a beautiful team. When we play Ipswich and we have nothing to play for, that is the best team, right, on the planet. But when you play at home, Villa, West Ham, Everton, it doesn't matter who you play. And there is a reason, and there is pressure, and there is an ambition, and there is an aim, and there is a goal. This team doesn't show up. And it's not even about the injuries, guys. This is not about the injuries. Forget about yesterday's game. Yes, we had injuries, we had a red card, but this team doesn't show up. And I am not surprised that we have not showed up for a whole season. Why? Because this season was all about showing up. Manchester City didn't show up, and it meant that the team that will win the title simply has to show up every game and show that they like it more. They want it more. And that's what Liverpool have done. It is really shameful that Liverpool are winning the title because they showed that they want it more. Like, it is shameful. Really shameful. Like, listen, the project that we've been building can't show up in a season and say, we want it more. Because what are Liverpool doing brilliantly that Arsenal can't do? Are they winning 7-0 every game? Are they scoring very many goals? No, they are not. Are they creating very many chances? Maybe they are, right? But are they converting all those chances? No. Are they not losing any games? They're losing. Are they not dropping any points? They're dropping. The difference between Arsenal and Liverpool is that Liverpool have showed that they want it more. They have showed that when Arsenal slip up, they will capitalize. How many times have Liverpool drawn a game and Arsenal have not capitalized? Everton, we didn't capitalize. They drew. Aston Villa, we didn't capitalize. They drew. Newcastle, we did capitalize. They drew. Manchester United, we didn't capitalize. They drew. We have over 6 games where Liverpool have slipped up and they have dropped 12 points, and Liverpool and Arsenal never capitalized. We never went in a game with the message at the back of our mind that Liverpool have given us an opportunity. Let us take advantage. We have never taken advantage. I want someone to calmly explain to me, what is the agenda of Mikel Arteta? Because for me, I don't think you're in such a job just to build. And if you're in such a job just to build, your job is over. Simply. Your job is over. If you came to rebuild Arsenal, bring back the fans to the stadium, bring back the culture, sign proper players, your job is over. The job at hand right now is getting the project over the line, winning silverware. And whenever Mikel Arteta's team, whenever they reach that point where they're like, this is time to deliver, no show, they disappear, they completely vanish. They completely vanish. So how are we expected to defend this as, amongst our other fan bases? Against our rivals? How do I explain that when my team reaches a crucial point to win, we disappear? The only explanation is we've got either a manager and his backroom staff that are a bunch of serial bottlers, or we've got a whole entire Arsenal team, right from goalkeeper to attack to the bench, of serial bottlers. And it doesn't make sense, it really doesn't make sense to keep a bunch of bottlers in the job. I'm not saying sack him. I'm saying the signs are now clear. You know the saying that says there will be signs? I think with Mikel Arteta's future, whoever will want to hire this guy, there will be signs. You know, Mikel is privileged. Very, very privileged. He has got an enormous support from the Cronkies. These guys didn't support Arsene Wenger. These guys didn't back Unai Emery. And when we say Unai Emery wasn't getting backed, look at what he's getting at Aston Villa. Midway the season, he's signing Asensio, he's signing Rashford, he's signing Daniel Malen, because that is an ownership, a management that backs their manager. So Arteta is incredibly lucky. He's got the resources that Wenger didn't get. And Wenger built Arsenal the way we know it today. He didn't get those resources. Like, Wenger was screaming out for proper centre-backs. You know what they were giving him? Sebastian Siquilaci, Koscielny, who else? Sylvester. That's the crap they were giving him. In midfield, it was even worse. If Wenger didn't have a good scout network, Arsenal would have gotten relegated by then. We should be in like Championship C, if that is a thing. And this guy has come in, Wenger's laid the foundation, he has spent billions. He's spent millions, hundreds of them. He's got a £100 million player in the team who does nothing. He's got a 50 million centre back who can play as right back and overlap and create chances and run down the line, and he keeps him on the bench in order to achieve nothing. This guy buys a goalkeeper every single year. Every single transfer window, he gets in a new defender, he gets in a new goalkeeper. They're like toys, and he achieves nothing. He's so privileged. Absolutely so privileged. But there's something that hurts me. We get humiliated at crucial moments at home. You know how bad that is? Go back to the first season. I think it was 22-23, right? 22-23, Arsenal have a very good run, and then we capitulate at the end of the campaign, okay? I want you to zoom out and then zoom in. At which stadiums were Arsenal humiliated in that title race? It was at the Emirates. Bloody Brighton come at the Emirates. How many? 3. And I ask myself, how do you want to win the title, yet your away performances are good? Your home performances have got to be better. They're trash. They're garbage. They're satanic. How do you expect to win the titles? You want to convince that you're going to go at Real Madrid's place. Let's say this is the UCL. You want to go at the Santiago Bernabeu and win 3-0, and then come and lose 7-0 at the Emirates, and you go through because your away performance is better? Bloody hell no. Take advantage of your home advantage, or you don't win anything. The best teams will beat you at home. There is a reason as to why clubs are afraid of the Old Trafford. There is a reason as to why clubs are afraid at the Anfield. No one is afraid of the Emirates. If they gave me a job today and I was taking Newcastle and I was taking Southampton to the Emirates, bloody hell, we get a good point. We get a point. And we failed to make our home performances valid. They are trash. They are void of passion. They are void of quality. They are void of anything that would make you feel like we want to win. They're void of anything. Void of anything. So, is Mikel Arteta the right man? Because we're about to make a massive decision. Do you give him an extra 200 million in the summer, like get a striker and get new forwards? Or do you get that 200 million and give it to a proper manager? I would choose the former. Give him 200 million, let him fix his attack, and then we see. But Mikel, this coming season, must be his last chance. If he walks out with nothing, hear me out. If he walks out with nothing, and I said, I remember talking to Glenn about Mikel this season, and I said, I would back him even if he wins nothing this season. And I'm going to back him because he's winning nothing. I am so sorry. Go on to the Kosiasno channel. I have done my apologies. I have done my apologies, right? I am so sorry for believing that the title race was still on. I am so sorry for believing that we could even face Madrid in the eyes. I'm so sorry. This team, in order for us to win the Champions League, we have to be given Southampton at the round of 16, Reading at the quarterfinals, Leicester at the semi-finals, and I don't think we would beat Leicester at the semi-finals. Like, give us, I don't know. We need to play Arsenal under 23s in the Champions League. We need to play our own under 23s. And I think if this team played the under 23s, I think the under 23s under Pamet Saka would win. They would win, they would beat us, they would humiliate us. This team is void of purpose. And the reason that's why we're void of purpose is whenever we reach the crucial stages, the crucial moments, we capitulate. So explain that to a guy that is seated right in his living room, and is watching and believes that Arsenal are going to win. Explain to him why this team is void of purpose, yet we keep on saying, trust the process. For me, if he can't deliver next season, right, sack him by January. Sack him by January. Just give him the chance. And I want us to get a proper sporting director. I want us to get proper players. Players that another proper manager can come and say, I have Isak, I will use him. Don't sign these players that he's asking for. Don't sign the Sheskos of this world. Don't give him Shesko. Because a proper manager is going to come in. Shesko is like Rasmus Holland. Like, I look at Amorim, and he looks at Zaxi and Rasmus Holland, and is like, where did they get this bunch of useless idiots? Where did they get them from? And that's the point I'm saying. If you allow Mikel Arteta to sign Shesko, like if a new manager came in right now, they would get rid of Shesko right away. They would get rid of Calafiori. That guy, Calafiori, they would get rid of him. 100%. They would get rid of him. They would get rid of... There's so many players that Mikel has dubbed good. Merino, out. Havertz, out. Sterling, out. All those players that Mikel is woodwinking us with, right? Tying a white handkerchief across our faces. A proper manager would show you that these players don't even deserve to step close to the training ground at Arsenal. I am so disappointed. Like, I backed this guy even before the season started. And what I'm paid with is a worthless summer, a no-show January, and a bottled season. Very disappointed. Very, very disappointed, actually.